Okay, just got through watching the latest Lower Decks. Title is Wejduch, which on screen it's in Klingon, but it's Wejduch. It translates to three ships. And gives us an interesting insight because the Cerritos is on pretty much extended downtime, so everyone's got the day off basically. The ships just sort of running, and everyone's sort of paired off with somebody else. Mariner's spending time with their mother, a little mother-daughter time type of thing, which they spend arguing half the time. Rutherford is throwing pots with Shax in ceramics class, and I'm blanking her name, but the right she's out mountain climbing with the doctor and the holodeck, and Boimler just they can't find a buddy. He's trying to find somebody to hook up with, have fun, hang out with. Everyone seems to have somebody on the bridge or command staff they're coding with, and so you get a thing of Boimler's adventures trying to find someone to hang out with during this downtime, but they also make a reference to I bet other ships don't have this kind of thing with and. Clarify these points, we get looks at the lower decks of a Klingon bird of prey, see what they put up with, and it's about what you expect from a Klingon bird of prey. They're all in hammocks and talking about honor and punching each other for fun. And let's see, we also got to look at a Vulcan ship, which everyone very calmly, matter of fact, one of them is, but one officer, Talen, is taking the rather irrational act of expanding the capability of the ship sensors for no logical reason, just a gut instinct. Oh my god, a gut instinct. What raving emotionalism. You should meditate on this. But because of this, she picks up a rather anomalous energy signal that they should investigate. So, okay, fine. And the captain does, change course to investigate the thing, but don't take this as an endorsement. You should go meditate on this to restrain yourself some more. Which kind of also plays into why did Spock go to Starfleet and not the Vulcan Science Academy and serve on a Vulcan ship? Because Spock grew up having to repress human emotions and dealing with full-blooded Vulcans, so he knew right off the bat he wouldn't last 10 minutes on a Vulcan ship. Whereas he gets on a ship among humans, they wouldn't notice a difference. They'd think he's a cold fish the whole time. While on a Vulcan ship, he's like, you're a raving emotionless. We're going to eject you for the sake of the crew. But there's a lot of stuff going on here. Besides, Boimler making a fool of himself half the time, trying to. In fact, if we find out a little more about Shax, because in the ceramics thing, he asked his question, did you learn how to do pottery on base rock? What did you say? It's like, Shax is still very much PTSD from the occupation. It just sets him on, get out of here! And Boimler runs for his life. Shax managed to calm down to make himself a nice little ashtray for his incense, make it look like a little puppy. And it's like, holy crap. And oh god. And then the doctor and they're wearing their mountain climbing El Capitan, little reference to Star Trek V, complete with Boimler wearing the Go Climb a Rock t-shirt and then Spock's rocket boots, which malfunction, of course. They go out, he starts plumbing, and like, he'll be okay, right? See the protocols are on? I don't know. Lands in a tree. We find out that actually the reason why the Packlets suddenly got so dangerous, the commander of this Klingon ship's been supplying them with weapons. That's how the Packlets are suddenly a threat. They've been help from this Klingon commander. So yes, it's not just out of the blue. We're getting some important world-building stuff here.
Mm-hmm. And then the end credit thing.
Well, I'm getting to that. And all the storylines converge. Well, the Packlets can't quite get the point that, you can only use a bomb once. They tested it on an asteroid. We need another one. They only use a bomb once. Beam it on over. And the Cerritos guys, they picked up the anomaly too. They're going to investigate. And they see the Klingon next. Oh, they're threatening the Klingons on Klingon ship. Are you in any need for? Oh, they're fired at us. Okay. So we get a pitched battle with the Cerritos, the Packlets, and the Klingon ship. And then come the Vulcans. This is the anomaly they picked up. They show up and they. Turns out Delenn also has a little, plan to increase the shield capability of the ship too. But there was no logical reason to do this, but she did. Increase the shields over 120%. They defeat, and on the Klingon ship, since this one junior officer who has aspirations of raised up the ranks, had buddied himself up with the Klingon captain, but is rather offended at the lack of honor. He is forced to kill this captain, therefore becoming the captain of the Klingon, and breaks off. So let's get out of here. So they take off, and between the Vulcans and the Cerritos, they disable the Pakled ship, which just manages to get away. When they, and also a little thing about on the Pakled ship, red alarm, and they show the lower decks. There are 4 guys huddled in a thing. I'm hungry. You should eat. You are smart. And of course, after the thing's over with, and Captain Freeman wants to, say thank you to the Vulcans. The company. You're no undersplit, and then you're no longer difficulty. No, then communications for the communications is no longer necessary. Cut off and warp out. So, okay, fine. Thank you very much, asshole. And so as they're picking up the pieces on the Cerritos, and everyone, there's a nice little subplot with Boimler pretending to be from Hawaii, because apparently Branson and the rest of them, they're all talking about being from Hawaii, then none of them are from Hawaii. Something that Ransom started in the academy because his commanding officers were from Hawaii, and it sort of led from there. But he was actually from he was from the moon, actually, lunar schooner. Boimler confessed he's from Modesto. So they're back to normal on there. On the Vulcan ship, the commander there decides that he cannot tolerate anymore to Len's blatant, emotionalism. Is transferring her off of his ship and recommending her transfer to a Starfleet vessel. 3 guesses which Starfleet vessel is going to wind up on. Probably about next week. Well, they did spend a lot of time building this character up and making her very sympathetic to the audience. So yeah, we're going to see T'Len on the Cerritos. Possibly, next week is the last episode. And again, it's kind of tight trying to spread spaces out anyway. So if they're smart, they'll make her a more senior officer and not put her on as an ensign. It's enough trying to fit with the 4 mains as it is. But I think because she's just up there, she's kind of up there with a Vulcan ship. I think she'd be on there at least as lieutenant, a junior science officer probably. But she gets off a sarcastic "live long and prosper," which produces a cocked eyebrow from the Vulcan captain. But again, there's a lot going on here. There must be a little capper, with some little cadet coming up to Boimler, and Ransom is paying attention. He's a good first officer, actually. He's a little full of himself, but he is paying attention. So he sends this guy over to Boimler to try and give him something to make Boimler feel important, okay? You give him someone to mentor. Oh, yeah, organization is very important. I think the bridge officer, but really the real action is down in the lower decks. And he selling himself. So. And, of course, this wide-eyed little blonde-haired kid is, oh, wow, Mr. Boimler. But the capper is, as we're getting to the end credits, we see the lower decks of a Borg cube. And exactly what you think. Nothing going on. They're all in their alcoves, unconscious, and just roll credits. It's Borg Cube 90812. I tried finding to see if that was a California zip code. Nothing really came up. So if anybody can confirm if there is a zip code, because I tried Googling and it didn't come up with anything. The closest that the Trek culture people came is it's the part number on the towel dispenser at Titmouse Animation. That probably is it. Actually, as weird as this thing is, that may actually be the source of this number. But next
Long
week,
Beach.
It is Long Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't it come up on a Google search?
I don't know. I put in zip code at the end of the search.
No, I put in zip code 90182 and then
90182?
90182. It wouldn't be the strangest source for a number. So. But there you have it. Again, it's, they're really building stuff here. This is a good show, people. Give it a chance. So next week's the last episode of the season. We'll see how they wrap everything up, and we will talk at you later. As for personal and down here, it is getting tight. We can probably go through the weekend, but we're also having to put other things on the side, which are going to bite us in the ass later on if we don't get some heat pumpers soon. So we got things out there, and hitting up another Church for Benevolence fund and see if they can come through in time. But yeah, any help is appreciated. Will be acknowledged. Links are in the description, and we will talk at you later.